Hey gents, and something just came to mind. I saw a BMW pass by. This is food for thought, and I'm going to share this with you because I learned this lesson a long time ago. Now, this gentleman, he has a BMW that he loves. It's a 99 BMW, solid car. Now, he can buy a new car, but because he loves that, something is wrong with the engine. So now that's what we were working on yesterday, and it rained, so we couldn't really mess with the car in the rain, because you don't want to be under no car removing an engine while it's raining. Anywho, I learned a lesson from him, right? This is a lesson from him that I would like to share with you. It's something Solomon says, right? Before you build anything, you consider the cost. Consider the cost of doing things. Now, I'm not knocking the gentleman. I just learned this lesson from him. That he had gotten the BMW, and he did not put in the manufacturer's specification of the liquid you the fluid you use in the. Well done, please. Sorry about that, gentleman. Well done.
Brown or light?
Yeah, brown.
Great job.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome, sir.
I'm gonna know that, so.
All right.
Bless you.
You're welcome. All right, Jaman. Yeah, supporting the young businessman, the young entrepreneur, because I remember what it's like being there. A little support you go a long way. Anyway, the gentleman just put regular coolant in his car. Now the car ran well until it sprang a leak. So while we were finding out where the leak came from, we found out that the cheap coolant he was using in the car ate away at the aluminum. The engine was made out of aluminum. Even though the car was built back in '99, it was made out of aluminum. So it ate holes in the engine at all the pressure points. So every time we checked for where the leak was coming from, we keep finding multiple holes in the engine. Now, it just so happens that the holes were in such a place that it could be fixed until we had to change the water pump. Now, when we changed the water pump, when we took the water pump off, the part of the engine it was attached to came off with it. So now he had to go and buy a new car. Now, I didn't want to say this to him because he was upset. And you know what he said? Because this is what I was thinking. Because he cut corners buying cheap coolant and not what the manufacturer told him to use, he now has to go and get either a new car or a new engine. So he decided he's going to look for an engine first before he buys a new car. And I learned a very valuable lesson from that gentleman. Consider the cost of things before you get it. Excuse me. Now, the coolant he was using in his car was $5 a gallon. What the manufacturer recommended, because the car passed the warranty. But if you did not use the warranty, what the manufacturer told you to use, you void the warranty and the guarantee on the car. But anyway, the coolant that was supposed to be used in that car is $30 a gallon, and it takes 3 gallons. And he was like, I'm not spending $100 on coolant just because the manufacturer said so. So he noticed I wasn't talking. So they said, you want to say something, right? I said, no, the manufacturer told you. And the manual, the owner's manual is in the glove compartment. So he's like, all right, smart ass. Now, the lesson from that is twofold. consider the source. Make I consider source. Consider the cost. Like I was taught that getting something and maintaining it are two vastly different things. So I apply that to everything. Like when I bought a car. Now I could have gone in. I got my car brand new. Sorry about that. I got my car brand new. I paid $18,000 for it. Now I could have gotten a Range Rover for $6,000. However, yes, that is less money. The Range Rover is less money. It's more stylish. But parts on a Range Rover, no. It didn't make sense by getting a Range Rover even though it was cheaper. Why? I had to consider the cost of owning a Range Rover. And the cost of a Range Rover was too high. So I got me a little Suzuki. And I saw a BMW just like his drove by, and that's where it came to mind. Gentlemen, whenever you do anything in life, consider the cost first. And remember, owning something and maintaining it are two vastly different things. I will say that again for a fact. Owning something and maintaining it are two different things. So, all this gentleman had to do was do as the manufacturer instructed. For $90, this gentleman's car has been down from Christmas because you had to find an engine compatible with his on. For $90, gentlemen. Now think about that. An engine that old, thankfully, he may get one for probably between $2,000 and $3,000. Now just think about that, gentlemen. Didn't it make sense to spend $100 to do what the manufacturer, the people who built the machine, told you to do? I could be wrong. I've been told I'm wrong many times, so I may be wrong this time. Just like with my little Suzuki. When I put coolant in this, I put the highest grade that the manufacturer says to use. Why? It costs $30. But guess what? It makes sense to spend $30 right now rather than later, where I can spend way more than that to fix the problem that could have been avoided for $30. So that's food for thought, gentlemen. All right. I'm driving, so I got to be careful.